And today we're going to be talking about the Nigerian youth. How are you guys faring in these times? I mean, it's difficult from where I'm seated. I don't know how difficult it is from the other side. So we'll be talking about the Nigerian youths and survival at these times, especially now that we've had hardships staring us in the face. We have with us live in the studio Honorable Engineer Promise Nwadigos, the President, International Youth Parliament, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How do you do, Promise?
I'm fine. Always fine.
Always fine?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not too sure that so many Nigerian youths will be saying that they are always fine, given what has happened the last 1 year under this administration. I'm talking about the presidential administration of Tinubu. How do you think that Nigerian youth can navigate these times that we are in?
Yeah, well, I don't see it as a challenging, moment when issues like this come up, because, we as young people, we are supposed to be, we are supposed to, always be ahead of our game and think ahead, not looking at, what the government presents to us or not, because, and that's why I keep telling people, you don't just depend on your certificate. We should also get skills, because so where your certificate fails, skillful knowledge will not fail you. So, and that is one of the things I see. And also, from our background, we are not people who depend on the government. Yeah. So, and yeah, I know it may be a bit difficult for some young persons, but I must tell you that if we think out of the box, during the time of President Musa Yaradua, Nigerians were the youth were feeling good. Then also during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, the youth were feeling good. And then it happened that during the time of President Muhammad Buhari, also now the youth begin to they began to complain that things are not really working. But to you as a young person, what are you doing as a true patriot of this country to also help the nation and to also help yourself? Because I must tell you, yeah, so I lead the entire young people in the continent, but I must tell you also that, you see, our youth are vibrant, our youth are entrepreneurial, our youth are skillful. And we are here in Enugu for a program that has been launched by the Honorable Sam Attu Foundation, on making sure that the young people in his constituents and across, are being empowered for renewable energy, solar installation, and a whole lot of skillful drives, and this is what we're talking about. So this is not the time for us to complain as young people. This is the time for us to begin to bring out those hidden talents in us and run with it, because president, with what I'm seeing, the current president might be there for 8 years. So do you want to die because he is leading us? So you have to think out of the box and then make yourself useful. If you say a crate of egg is expensive, go to your village and begin to rear chickens. Then when they produce eggs, you sell and you also become expensive. So there are things to do as a young person. So I don't believe that things are hard, things are difficult, because I do not believe it. I am among young Nigerians who don't believe that things are hard and things are difficult, no matter what it is. We should think out of the box.
Okay. You mentioned that the youth should develop a skill, an entrepreneurship skill, and developing a skill is not cheap in this part of the country. Developing the skill, paying to learn this skill, and even venturing into the business. And we have platforms where government has provided for youth to learn certain skills, but how accessible are these programs to the youth?
Yeah, I do not believe that developing skills or learning skills are expensive. If you see an average young person who is complaining that there is no job or what, if you look at their hands, they are using a phone worth of 1 million naira, and they are buying data every second, every hour. And there are so many apps that you can even go and teach English and earn dollars per seconds, per hours. So you are just holding phone for TikTok, you know, to be smiling, smiling and snapping yourself and saying, you know, what God cannot do does not exist. Yeah, so these things are cheap. And also, you know, for the platforms that the government has put out there, you know, sometimes when government brings out a platform, it not also depends on it, because, you know, the gladiators or whoever, you know, the cabals or the stakeholders must have hijacked it. Maybe if you don't know a commissioner for youth, if you don't know someone who is close to the governor, you know, you might wait until Christ comes. You will just be seeing those things. But the thing there is, you see, there are, just like what Honorable Sam Atu is doing, and just like what we at International, we just launched an ICPD a program of action in Abuja before we came here. You know, that the program that gives you know, young people you know, space to be, you know, at the decision-making process. And not just that, you know, we are looking, you know, for ways of, you know, empowering them and making them, you know, have a voice, you know, not just having a voice by just speaking. Also, you know, they'll be financially stable. And, you know, when a young person is financially stable, you will not be used and dumped. You know, so, you know, politicians here are doing no manner of bullshit, because, you know, you just gonna call a young man and say, send your account to send him 100,000, and then you tell him go and hijack ballot somewhere, and he will go and carry it, and then tomorrow, when you win election, then when he return back again to come and tell you, please give me a job, he will see it boldly written in your in front of your gate, beware of dog, with a Rottweiler signs. So these are not, you know, the thing. You see, we should, in all honesty, we the young persons, we should tell ourselves the truth. The platform that that has come to us, the telephone, it is the easiest platform to learn if you truly want to learn. So I think it is not expensive. Now it is very cheap. People can subscribe for 500. People can subscribe for 300. People can subscribe for 1,000. Why don't you use those time you are using to waste on watching you know, some of these unproductive shows, and then use it and do. So I do not believe that it's expensive. So it is, when you call it something that you can do, you will find a way to do it, and do it productively.
Right. I mean, the African continent has the largest number of youths when it comes to population. We are strong, we are heavy. In fact, if you look at the statistics, we are between the ages of, say, 18 and, of course, 45. And it's an emerging continent, and a lot of this Europe, Asia are looking towards Africa, you know, in order to harness some of the best brains. But I'm not too sure that these opportunities are there in Africa, because if you ask a common youth on the streets of Nigeria that if they want to leave the country for a better place, 9 out of 10 will tell you they want to leave. The opportunities are not here. And your portfolio says the President of the International Youth Parliament, you're overseeing the African continent. What are you doing to make sure that we don't have brain drain out of Africa?
The truth is, you know, I you know, when my family returned from Canada a few months ago, so I wanted them to relocate to Norway. Then we went to Norway for all parliamentary forum. Now, after moving around the entire Norway, and I asked myself, what are my family coming here to do? The place is calm, the place is quiet. There is nothing they will come here to do, because there is no life there. So now, yeah. So now the question is this: as an African, I want to answer you. Say, we have what it takes. The problem is, we have nonsensical leaders who don't give ear to the people. I'm boldly saying it because, you know, okay, look at, for example, look at the African Union that is there to oversee and watch over the affairs of the Africans. You look at so many elections that has come and gone, where the youth are brutalized in different countries. But because the African Union head, you know, is being politicized, because, you know, there are ways they will speak. The African heads of state will stop funding the union. Now, their voices are silent. So in a situation where the youth are being brutalized, and a situation where, like, a place like in Uganda where the young man won the election. The incumbent president intimidated him, brutalized him, then naked his young wife. African Union did not say anything. The ECOWAS did not say anything. All the big organizations that are there deceiving themselves, saying that they are there, they have our interests at heart. They didn't do anything. They were silent. And the observers who came to observe the election also went home with a very fat envelope and wrote a recommendation that the election went on peacefully.
True.
So that is why, as the African Youth Voice, I'm calling on the young people to begin to organize themselves. They should begin to organize themselves and sit up. It is not because there's nothing, the brain drain we are talking about. Most of the guys that do great things outside are blacks, and now I still believe that Africa is still the best. When you come to education, Africa is very affordable. When you come to accommodation, Africa is very affordable. When you come to fueling, Africa is very affordable. And when you come to our day-to-day activities, Africa is very affordable. I have gone around the world. There is nothing you will give me that will make me to go live outside for more than one week or thereabout. Even if I go on from there, but most times I'm here. Because you see, let's not deceive ourselves. If any young man is telling you that when he goes out there he will make it, you will just go there and they will use your energy. They will use you, just like the way they use a crushing machine. They use you and use you. Somebody is abroad building a house here, but you cannot come until when you get old that you will not be able to walk into the house. But do you know someone that have 1 million or 2 million naira here can start up a very small scale business? Even if it is to go and be carrying a Brazilian hair from Alaba, Lagos, and be returning and be selling it here, and you are making 200,000, 300,000, you are making it. Even if it's to go and be getting the full pouch, somewhere, you make a lot of, come back in 2-3 years time, the person, has become solid.
But that's the problem. The opportunities are not there. That's the issue. The opportunities are not there. That's why the Africans are leaving. It's not there. Like you just mentioned right now that even the government brutalize its young people. And when you see those kinds of things as a young person, you don't want to organize yourself to go and fight a government that has army with them. And so you have to find your way to go. And I mean, even if it's even cleaning, we have people who have left this country, left other African countries to go outside just to clean, just to earn a living. They don't want to be brutalized. You talked about Norway being quiet. Who doesn't want peace? Is this the kind of life that an African youth will want to live, given what we have seen in the last 1 year under this government? As a Christian, there's a part of the Bible that says that the violent take it by force. So, and I think this is the time for also you to be also a bit brutalized, and also, they have to key in or get in their tough skin approach towards positivism. And if they have this mindset, let me tell you, nobody will use it against anybody. And I am telling you, I've run an election in this country. The youth are seeing the problem of themselves. My brother, if as 3 of us are here, you decide to come out tomorrow to run to contest for House of Rep or for Senate, and the people said it is you that they want, it is still the youth who will look at you and say, bros, now 1,000 you want to give us, forget you. So we are not looking at you, we are looking at what we can get now. So why you are giving 1,000 and elderly person is sharing 5,000, they go tell bros, I bet forget you, don't be youth will go chop. They collect the 5,000 and voting the wrong person. Then why you go home crying, seeing that the youth that you want to go and fight for, look at what they are doing? What makes that person behave the way he behaves?
It is their mindset.
Not necessarily mindset. It's the opportunities that's available. No. If I cannot eat, I mean, you can hardly do that in places like US, UK. I mean, you can't give people money to vote for you. Because they have something that they do, that the opportunities are rife, you can go and work and earn a decent living for yourself. And then nobody can sway you with 1,000, 2,000 naira. That's the thing. The opportunities are not there. And this looks like it's deliberate. from both local, state, and federal government to impoverish the people to the point that, you know, even if it is 5,000 they want to take to do whatever they want to do. That's the issue.
Now come to the recent administration, the President Tinubu's government. With the statistics that has, you know, this is the government that has paid more incentives. This is the government that has paid, that has increased, you know, governors' wages and thereabout to go develop their state. I'm not political, but I'm telling you. And now you see the problem we have are the governors. They have refused to develop their people. They have refused to. Okay, look at the local government election that they did. It was by selection. The people they will use to run down for 2027. So it wasn't even by merit. Even when the presidency have tried to say, okay, go do election, and allocation goes like, they still pinpoint, you know, and pick those that they want because they don't want development. So the government, see, if the youth really want to get things right, they should start fighting the governors.
For how long do you expect the youth are supposed to fight the government? Because this is something that's been going on for ages now, endlessly. They keep fighting the government, and it doesn't really get better. So when you say the youth should keep fighting the government, I feel like at this point the youths are more focused on themselves other than going after the government that don't even care about them. If
I don't think the youth have really fought. You know, the youth have been looking at the center, now forgotten that their problem is within. You see, the governors, the local government chairmen, you know, are the challenges. The governors mainly, because the governors don't allow, you know, the rightful resources to get. Because let me tell you, for example, if the allocation that comes from the federal to the local government goes directly to the local government, now the local government engages the locals in road construction, in farming, in market development, you see that money will begin to circulate. And most young people in the village that are less busy, they'll become busy, and nobody begin to think of evil or living. The problem is the governors, and it's hard time we begin to call a spade a spade. The Southeast governors and most governors in this country, they are not doing us well. They should hear me directly, and they should sit up. 2027 will not be business as usual. No governor will rig election. So if you think you have succeeded in becoming a governor, and you are impoverishing your people, and you're not allowing the youth, because in everything the youth are the tools they use to win election. And I'm speaking directly to the youth to wake up. And also the religious leaders have not done us any good. For how long should we be praying and be fasting for miracles, and you are going packing tithes and offerings, and then and people are clapping, then we are waiting that God of miracles is our Father? So the religious houses too have their own roles to play. This skill acquisition that we're talking about, religious houses can, from the offerings they make, and they, you know, get even within their own comfort, if it is the choristers, if it is the ushers in the church, if we do this, you know, if every hands are on deck, this will be much, you know, easier. I'm just telling you how, you know, a person, you know, who is a member of House of Rep here in Enugu North, you know, single-handedly, because I had to come down to witness it myself, so that we'll have, you know, single-handedly, you know, launch, you know, a free training, and is doing it for, you know, recurrently. If every other person is doing what he's doing, I think Nigeria will be a better place. So the youth should not just go and be praying and fasting. There is no time for it. You should wear in your shoe and begin to go. If it is the governors, if it is the councillor, now thank God, now we have councillors. Now we have the local government chairman, so you can allocation goes direct. So now, if there's no development in your locals, you can block your local government chairman and teach him a lesson, so that he knows that it's not business as usual. The time has come. So I feel so sad, because you know the youth are doing a lot, but they are being neglected year in, year out. But it will no longer be business as usual. I'm just telling you. So but for whatever it is, there's a large opportunity for young people. If this development can drive down, if the funds can come down directly, I feel that you know everybody will have a sense of belonging. and we all will feel good about it.
Okay, you talked about having different platforms where youths can develop themselves and earn a living. I want to know, on these plenty platforms that we have, which is a fast rising platform that youths can easily venture into and make money for themselves?
Well, I might not be in the right senses here now to begin to tell you a platform. Let me not be like a man that come out and say the www. our God the top. So, but I believe that you know, every young person that wants to achieve a success that has a phone knows when you Google, there are different platforms. There are platforms in Japan, in Taiwan, in China where you teach English.
Okay.
You teach English and they pay you per hour. People are making money from sitting just with their phone.
And you feel that market is not saturated already?
It is not. It is not. It is not. The problem is a lot of graduates that we have, their brain is dormant. They just go to school and then they, you know, bribe their way into school and then graduate, and then when you give them an assignment to do, you know, their hand will start shaking.
Right. So going forward, how do you think that the youth can engage meaningfully in order to, because like you mentioned, you cannot leave your country and then abandon it and go elsewhere. How do you think, with your experience, can engage their government, whether local, states, or federal government, in order to get what they actually want? Because again, these resources are there. With the removal of fuel subsidy, there has been more monies available to the government. So recently, we heard that they have been able to save over 4 trillion naira, you know, because of this fuel subsidy thing. So there is more monies for the federal government and also more monies to the state government. And so these resources isn't trickling down like we know. The only thing that they have done so far that is significant, even some states haven't even announced, is the increase in minimum wage, which is also not really fair. I mean, $50, $53 in a month is nothing to a family of 2 or 3, as the case may be. So then, how do you think the youth can start engaging, so much so that, you know, they bring to fore some of the issues that they are passing through? Recently, some of them tried to protest. We saw how that ended. They even arrested them, and even said they were being tried for treason. You know, so the things that you see that happen in this country is just appalling for a Nigerian youth. So how do you think that a Nigerian youth can engage their government to see that they have a skill or something that can put them above the board?
Okay, now, first, you see that I got a letter for the presidential confab where the youth will be assembling in Abuja, to have one-on-one interaction with the president. So it is also a moment where both the NGOs, both young people should also apply, so they can be able to, give their voices, because it's a direct interaction with the president. And I must tell you that I believe that this president is one of the most listening presidents. I must tell you, because some of the things I've seen, some of the policies that he has, just that, this fuel increments and some things are not good for, so it's happening so fast without, modalities that will cushion the effect. But I must tell you that with some of the things I've seen also, I think he's trying. And also, you see, now also that we have, a handpicked local government leaderships, because not a handpicked local government leadership. So people should begin to hold. It's
as if you have personal issues with the handpicking. Handpicking of the process.
I want people to feel the dividends of democracy. Yeah, because I believe that you saw how difficult it was before this could be implemented. The current president took it by himself. So it is now time for the youth to. You don't just see your councillor, riding in a car, then with 2 policemen. Then when the road he's supposed to use that money to tie, the road is bad, and he's passing, and when he gets to you, he buy you 2 cartons of beer. No, when you get him there, he's not working. You seize him. You seize him outrightly. When you seize him, the local government chairman will hear it. The governor will hear it. And then they will not come and do what they are supposed to do. And if you seize him first, if he gets any money again, he will do the right thing. The same thing happens to the local government chairman and down to the governors. The youth have the power. I'm telling you, the youth have the power. The youth have the mandate. You can't kill every youth. And we can't run away from our country. We can't run. Things are very, I am one of the most patriotic Nigerians, because even that's where I find myself, and I believe in Nigeria a lot, that it will get better. So the way now the local government leadership has come, let us begin to engage directly from the grassroots.
Well, when you say seize him, it feels like you should fight him or to hold him.
No,
because it will turn to chaos.
No, it will not turn to chaos, because a councillor is someone that you can see every day, every second, every hour. And you know how the youth are well informed now that if a councillor if 10 million is released for a councillor to do a road, every youth will hear it. So when you hear that money has been given, you should keep check-making him every morning, every seconds. So, and then you look at his lifestyle. If he's doing against, you seize him so that he will do the right thing. Seizing him doesn't mean kidnapping or what. The youth will hold, the youth have leaderships. The leaders will gather and hold him. When they hold him, if the local government chairman comes and didn't speak well, they also hold him, so that they'll begin to do the right thing. So now it is time for us to see every penny that is being given to, for community development must get to the grassroots. And it won't get to the grassroots by youth still behaving like that of the youth that gets, when they stop you, say, chair, they give you 5,000, 10,000. No, we should be able to, be outspoken. We should be able to be talking, and then we should be able to, when we see things that are not working right, we'll face it and challenge it. So the grassroots is there for every young person to, across the 36 states, to now begin to checkmate, what the government is doing. The money are coming directly. So what will be your excuse now not to develop the local government? There is no excuse. And I'm saying it to the local government. If they handpick you as local government chairman and you think you can just eat money, it's not business as usual. So you will not have it free. You will not. The youth are out monitoring every penny given to all these local government chairmen. So if you think you're going to share with the governor, when the youth meet you, then it will be a movement of you being there calling the governor and be explaining how you use the money.
All right. I mean, it's been one interesting discussions with you. Honorable Engineer Promise Nwadigos, thank you so much for your insight. I hope that when we call you again, you would find time to come through. I mean,
if I'm available in the state.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, I just need to, in 1 minute, highlight what you have come to Enugu to do. I understand that there's some sort of engagement that you're doing in Enugu. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, it's the Honorable Chimobi's foundation empowerment skills and the solar installation free training project.
Okay.
So which after that he will empower them. So and then from us at the International Parliament and with the UNFP and United Nations, so we decide to come down to see what he's doing so we can collaborate with him, because just like what you are saying, nobody dragged us to him. We saw what he was doing. So we decided to come down. Wow. And so when you are doing the right thing, when you are developing your people, the people out there will see, and we will come and see, and just like we have come and we have seen what he is doing, and then we will try as much in collaboration with him to bring more development to his constituents and the state. So that is what we are talking about. If a local government chairman do more, there are international donors, like us, who are there watching, looking at how things are going, that we want to develop states. So that is it. So that's what brought me to the States.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, we're headed for a short break. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.